Teaching Toby is presented by Master Channel. Instantly produce outstanding masters at masterchannel.ai. Use the code MATOBY during checkout for 50% off.
Oh, that was a bit depressing.
Yeah, but depressing is that's cool. Depressing is cool.
Is the new coolness?
Yeah, depressing sell records. We need to get you more depressed.
Okay.
What am I doing in this cabin with Matoma teaching me music production? Well, I'm Toby and I'm part of a DJ duo with my girlfriend. But producing music? Oof, that's hard.
What are you wearing?
No, it's the new fashion. It's Tiger King inspired. I saw a tiger, and the tiger saw a man. That's a hit.
Right now, like before the episode now, I kind of like wanted to just compliment some vocals, because I know that you wanted to learn a bit about like vocal producing and about vocal production. So I kind of tried to find some vocal samples and maybe like an a cappella, and I did. But that's a rap a cappella on top of something that sounds like a acid like techno beat with some trance elements. Like, this is really interesting. So
that's great.
I think I'm making a new genre right here. No, but
okay, so let's dig in. Last time we heard your vocal that you found last time. It was funky. Can you just solo it without? You put it something on it now, but.
F-U-N-K, it's funky feeling. F-U-N-K, it's funky feeling. F-U-N-K, it's funky feeling.
Can you play it with the
track?
Yeah.
Yeah. So. So here we can add some delay to it, you know?
Yeah. Wow, that was nice. That was cool. That was I understand what you. It's a lot of genres, but yeah, it's a cool vibe though.
I heard just playing right now. There's a lot we have to do with the vocal, but I kind of started like.
Yeah, take me from the beginning. What did you do? How did the vocal sound dry?
So I dragged in the vocal here. Africa Bambata Funky Heroes. That's the name of the song. Never heard it before, but I really liked it. I thought the verses and the F-U-N-K, funky feeling. That was super catchy, and I kind of liked the tone of the vocal, you know.
Yeah.
The character of the vocal. So I. Come on. Funky feeling. Oh, this one I'm gonna use as the intro.
Funky heroes. Get up!
Get up!
Dance!
Dance!
Get up! F-U-N-K, it's a funky feeling. F-U-N-K, it's a funky feeling. F-U-N-K, it's it's a funky feeling. It's a funky feeling.
So the tempo here on the track is 122 BPM. So I went to Vocaler and I downloaded it. They said it was 124 BPM. It's not. So I just need to correct it. 122 to 124. Boom. Let's do that. Here we go.
Here we go.
Then I kind of just want to move my whole project a little to the right. So I have room to squeeze my vocal in here. So I think the vocal pretty much started here.
F-U-N-K, it's a funky feeling. F-U-N-K, it's a funky feeling. F-U-N-K, it's a funky feeling. F-U-N-K, it's a funky feeling.
And as you can hear right now, it's not on beat.
Yeah.
Like it's a bit off, and sometimes that happens when you drag in a vocal into a production that you haven't molded the production around the vocal, because they might have swing on it. I might have missed a bit on the tap.
Yeah.
So maybe it wasn't like perfectly 122 BPM, and then that's gonna affect the audio warping.
And I noticed from when I mix mashups, when I DJ, like with acapellas.
Yeah, sometimes you have to.
Yeah, but and especially with acapellas, like old acapellas who was live in the studio.
Yeah, and this is probably from the 80s.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna go in here and use my ear. And just drag it to the bar.
F-U-N-K, it's a funky feeling. 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 It's a funky feeling. F-U-N-K, it's a funky feeling.
And as you can hear, like her vocal, since I'm playing very monotone and she was probably singing to some chords.
Yeah.
I don't think like her vocal fits the production here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just trim the.
F-U-N-K, it's a funky feeling. F-U-N-K.
And basically just duplicate that.
F-U-N-K, it's a funky. Woo! Come on, Parliament Funkadelic.
Ah, I love
They
that.
got the funky feeling.
Ooh.
They call the funky heroes. Get up, ha, dance. Get up, ha, dance. Funky heroes. Get up, ha, dance. Get up, ha, dance. Funky heroes. Get up, ha,
This could be some work, right?
get up.
It can take some time if you're unlucky with the.
Oh yeah. This can, like with Old Thing Back, I spent days on the vocal just to get it like perfectly, like fitting with the track.
Yeah.
So it depends on the vocal. Sometimes you can just drag and drop it and it sounds amazing, but sometimes you need to do some work on it, and that's totally fine. I like sitting here with my coffee, just like enjoying the audio warp and
Yeah.
just digging in on the vocals. So here, basically, after doing that, implementing and just fixing the time warp on the acapella, I just put some light alter boy on the track, and what this does is just like the format on the pitch of the vocal. It's basically a monophonic voice manipulation.
Can you show us just take those off and just
Yeah.
F-U-N-K, it's a funky feeling. F-U-N-K, it's a funky feeling.
So I want to put some monophonic voice manipulation on it. So I drag down the format to
Can you
like
solo it, the track?
yeah.
F-U-N-K, it's a funky feeling. F-U-N-K, it's a funky feeling. F-U-N-K, it's a funky feeling.
It drags the volume down. It manipulates the vocal,
Yeah.
or you can use it on an instrument, but it manipulates to make it sound darker in pitch without doing anything with the key or the transpose. So yeah, so I wanted the vocal to sound a little more like dirtier, because so it fits the track a little more. So I added that monophonic voice manipulation on it. Little Alto Boys. Sound Toys has some amazing plugins. They do Echo Boy. They have Pan Man, which like give panel automation. Pan automation.
That's why we're two.
Yeah, that's why we do. It gives pan automation, like it has some great like flanger filter. So definitely check out Sound Toys. They are like, if you look at the history of music producers, Sound Toys go back to like the 80s.
Oh, cool.
So they
know their
their stuff. And then I kind of didn't like some, so I did some EQ on it, and I did some more EQ on it.
And is that a better than for example, this one?
No, it's pretty much the same thing. The
Yeah.
algorithm is a bit different, but the outcome is pretty much the same.
Okay.
The EQ in Logic Pro is okay. It's not the best, but because sometimes like EQs they manipulate also the frequencies.
Yeah.
So when you drag down some frequencies or drag them up,
Yeah.
then it enhances also slightly on the frequencies, like within the parameter.
Yeah.
But Fab Filter is known for being quite flat, so when you actually drag it up and down, it's accurate.
Okay.
So
And the Pro DS?
the Pro D is you use it to DS a sound. So if there's a lot of like S's or T's.
Oh, it's a de-esser.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So and also like you can also use it as like, so if the breathing is quite heavily,
Yeah.
or so here you can choose like the frequency spectre. So they have some good standard presets. So male wideband, that means like it's wider. If it's a split band, it splits the signal. So
Okay. But and what did you exactly do on Q2? What did you hear? That was it the frequencies that you wanted to remove?
we can just listen to it. So I can just delete this. So since I vocal warped it, like I time warped it.
Yeah.
And there's effect on the vocal track.
Yeah.
It's gonna affect the quality of. If the vocal was dry, and I warped it, you wouldn't hear the difference.
Yeah.
Because then the vocal warp takes just the vocal information and drags it.
Yeah.
But now, since there's effects on it, it's gonna also drag the effects.
Yeah.
And that's gonna make the track messier. So
That makes sense.
so I kind of wanna try to take out some of those noisy frequencies that makes it a bit messy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
F-U-N-K, it's a funky feeling. F-U-N-K, it's a funky feeling.
So as you can hear, there's a lot of like unnecessary noise right here.
The rhythms of James Brown keep grooving to the band called Zap.
And roughly like on vocals, it's usually around 200 hertz, 300 hertz, 500 hertz, 1000, 3000, 5000 and 8000.
Not taking no slack, don't parlay, cause it's your day. Keep on stopping to the group, the vocais, no lame. Just dance and sing to the funky man, Rick James. Sheila E. Fine little sexy things. Isley Brothers make you shout and sing. Sister Slash says, we are family, so get.
And as you can hear, there's a lot of like rumble in the around like 300.
UMK, it's a funky feeling. FUMK, it's a funky feeling. FUMK, it's a funky feeling.
And also a bit harsh in the higher.
FUMK, it's a funky feeling. Check out the sounds. You got to get down to the rhythms of James Brown. Keep grooving to the band called Zap. Not taking no slack. Don't parlay, cause it's your day.
So it's hard to hear it right now because now it's just a flat signal. But if I choose to add some compression on it, and this is a great vocal plugin, very easy to use, and it gives you the ability to add some tremble, like in the bite, top or roof. So that's like some presets. It gives you the ability to either take away bass or to add bass in the sub, lower and upper frequencies.
I like the layout on this. I can understand that layout.
Yeah, and then you have some reverb. You can either have tight, which means like the room is small. You can have large or chamber. You can have a delay, slap delay, 8 delay. That means like 1/8 note or quarter notes. And then you just add how much you want, either like very little or very high.
Okay.
And then you can choose also stereo effect on the pitch. So if you have maybe like a track that is quite mono, you want to add like a stereo effect. And then you can also widen to make it even more wide. It kind of gives like a chorus effect. And then on the spread, it gives like a stereo enchanter / chorus effect.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you hear now.
UMK, it's a funky feeling. FUMK, it's a funky feeling. FUMK, it's a funky feeling. FUMK, it's a funky feeling. Check out the sounds. You got to get down to the rhythms of James Brown. Keep grooving.
And without?
To the band called Zap. Not taking no slack. Don't pop.
But that now I added
Yeah.
now I added the maximum of the compression, and that's you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Because as you can hear now,
Parlay, cause it's your day. Keep on stopping to the group, the vocais low.
you have more control over the vocal. Like it's more information. But if I slam on the wall effect and push it to the max, it's gonna affect the quality. Like it kind of it brings the volume up, but the dynamic of the track is very limited. It's slammed.
Yeah.
So.
Check out the sounds. You got to get down to the rhythms of James Brown. Keep grooving.
So it depends on the effect you're looking at. Like
Yeah.
if this was to be a hip hop song, and I want the vocal to be right in my face, I kind of want to have more compression to it, because it's like that's the style of the genre.
What did you hear for this track?
I haven't decided yet. I have another compressor that I love, which is the Vcomp from Waves. This one is great.
Do you use it mainly for vocals or for other stuff also?
Mainly for vocal, maybe some guitar strings, like sounds that are similar to to the dynamics of a vocal.
Yeah.
So here you have some presets. You can basically like lead vocal, take off the limiter, bring down the analog. I don't see the point of having a digital plug-in trying to sound analog. it's like yeah. And here you have the ratio, pretty much the same as like the previous plugin we saw with the like with the push, spank and wall. So basically like as more ratio you have, as more it's gonna push the lower signals to the high signal and compress the high signal to the low signal. So it kind of squeezes it. But then you can also push the volume. So on my ratio usually on a vocal is 2:1 or 3:1. It depends on how low the vocal is and if the vocalist that have recorded it or the artist has done any light compression on it before they send it to me.
Yeah.
But if I record a vocal myself in the studio, I like to have it 3:1.
Cool.
To the band, cause
But again, this is a vocal that is ripped from a master track. So here I probably would just leave it to 1 to 5 or 1 to 1.5. 1.5 to 1. I mean, sorry.
check out the sounds. You got to get down to the rhythms of James Brown. Keep grooving to the band cause that. Not taking no slack. Don't parlay, cause it's your day. Keep us stopping to the group, the vocais, no lame. Just dancing.
Actually, here it's I'm gonna leave it to 2:1, and I'm gonna remove this. I didn't like this plugin on this track. So use your ears.
Yeah.
Like the best tool you have is your ears.
But do you see when you're working with vocals that you use a lot of the same type of compressors and plugins each time, even if you're working with the
oh yeah. Every vocal is different, so every vocal I treat as a new track.
Yeah.
So the vocal chain is never the same.
No, not the same, but some of the plugins you use
some
are
of
the
the plugins are the same. So definitely.
Yeah.
And here again, I can decide if I usually do some EQing before compressing, just to take out like because I don't want to compress the frequencies that I felt was messy in the track, because if I put the compressor on, if I put the compressor up here, the first thing the track is sending to my chain is the compressor.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to have the compressor after I EQ'd it and after I've done some modulation to the voice by manipulating it.
Okay.
I'm gonna push up the de-esser here. So after the EQ, I'm gonna have the de-esser, and then I'm gonna have the little altar boy, decompressor.
So you want to clean up the vocal before you add anything else, and then you add the compressor after you cleaned up the vocals and the frequencies, and then you can start adding effects such as delay and.
Again, like you can add the reverb and the delay before the compressor. It's just what you're looking for in a type of like, okay, where do I want this to be in the mix? And I kind of like having my reverb after my compression, so the reverb isn't affected by the compressor.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I feel like, especially if you're using like whole reverb, like a reverb with a longer tail,
Yeah.
and you want some frequencies in the lower region, to not make the vocal sound boomy or sounding like losing the information of like the pronunciation. I like to keep it clean before I put on the reverb.
Yeah. Okay. And next thing, you put it on a delay.
Yeah, just like a slight delay here for some. And again, if I turn down the analog, I can have it on 1, like it doesn't matter that much. On some tracks, if there's white noise in the track, if you have an analog on, it kind of pushes the white noise higher.
Okay.
So you can have like psss, like noises in the background. So then it took me like a couple like this
Years?
No, it took me a couple of weeks, like when I was like back in the days, to understand that it was actually the analog effect that did, because it warms. So basically in the plugin, like here, there's an algorithm that is meant to simulate like the warmness, like the tubes from the analog equipment.
Yeah.
Like on a hardware.
Yeah.
But again, it's a digital plugin, so I don't understand how they can. Like, what's the point of like trying to make something digital to sound like hardware? Then buy the hardware, I guess. So what you can do though, if you're very into like hardware and analog equipment, you can make your production. You can have a project and say when you're completely happy with it, you send, or you go with your laptop and you plug into hardware and you send the signal through analog hardware, and then they take it back and they record it, because then you have processed it through analog equipment.
Yeah, like back in the days.
Like back in the days.
Yeah. Let me hear the delay.
Yeah.
Check out the sounds. You got to get down to the rhythms of James Brown. Keep grooving to the band called Zat. Not taking no slack. Don't parlay, cause it's your day.
But again, like there's not much point putting a delay on this track, because in the track itself it's delay.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to show you that.
Yeah.
And also I have usually I have a Valhalla vintage verb on the track. On a rap vocal like this, it was very light, just like maybe like between 5 to 10%. On a female vocal, maybe more, 10 to 12. It depends. Pre-delay means like when the reverb is hitting. So if I have it at 50 milliseconds, that means that when the first signal reads the plugin, it gonna takes 50 milliseconds until the plugin hits in.
Okay.
So again, if there's a lot of S's and T's and stuff like that, you kind of want to process it through some de-esser and some EQ before you send it to a reverb, and then it might help having the pre-delay like around like 40 to 50. If you have it earlier, it's gonna affect the vocabulary of the vocal.
Mm.
So again, completely up to the producer, their need, like what are they looking for? Do they want to have a vocal that sounds like it's recorded in a church? Then I would probably have it at like 5 milliseconds, and around like 4.5 seconds on the DK and like 20 in mix. But if they want to have like a tight studio, I would go to like maybe like 25 milliseconds and have like 1.5 and around 10.
Yeah.
So, but again, on this vocal track here, I don't think we need to have that much reverb on it, because as I heard, they had some reverb on it. So
check out the sounds. You got to get down to the rhythms of James Brown. Keep grooving to the band cause that. Not taking no slack. Don't parlay, cause it's your day. Keep us up to the group of vocais, no lame. Just dance insane to the funky man Rick James. Sheila E. Fine little sexy things. As the brothers make shout and sing. Sister Slash says, we are family, so get nasty.
So do you hear the difference in the milliseconds?
Yeah.
So you get the point.
Yeah.
So maybe just like slightly at like. Here we go. Boom.
Cool.
And then I probably would do some more, just like the last step of the EQing.
Is that so you can remove the frequencies that you've been adding using effects such as
I haven't been adding.
No, not adding, but it gives some noise, doesn't it? In some frequencies.
It gives character.
Yeah.
So and then some frequencies will be more affected by that.
Yeah. Okay.
And then also it gives a headroom at the bottom of your chain to go over. Okay, did I miss something? Like, was there anything that? Okay, now I'm hearing like, because usually when you're mixing and producing, you're never happy, you know.
Yeah.
At some point you need to make a decision to like, okay, now I need to move on, or you can sit with the vocal and tune it for like. There's some vocals I've tuned so much that I kind of made it worse than it was in the beginning, because I tune. I think it sounds better than it did from the beginning, and then I forget the starting point. Yeah. And then when I listen to like the comparison, it's like, oh shit, what did I do?
Yeah, you were geeking.
Yeah.
You were having too much fun.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, working with frequencies. I know that feeling. I hate it when I get lost in the frequencies. Oh, it's so much fun, you know, doing that for 7-8 hours.
No,
it's the best.
Even more.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, losing it over, I think I worked on that vocal like non-stop for like 20 hours.
Oh wow!
Yeah, just because they were
having a blast.
No, at the end there, I was sitting like. no, but there were like a couple of frequencies, because on some female vocals, like you can have like some really spiss frequencies sticking out, and then when you try to either isolate them and make them like.
Tune it down?
Yeah, try to tune down that frequency in the mix. It's then another frequency occur, and then you start like trying to fix it, and oh shit, another one, and then you try to compress it and then bring up the volume, and then and it's just like it ends up being a mess.
It's like a domino.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Check out the sounds. You got to get down to the rhythms of James Brown. Keep grooving to the band cause that. Not taking no slack. Don't parlay, cause it's your day. Keep us up to the group of vocais, no lame. Just dance insane to the funky man Rick James.
And it's important to not take too much, because if I start dragging this frequency down, then it's gonna give unbalanced. So then I can have, what happens then is I can suddenly get a phase problem.
Yeah.
So then this frequency is sticking out so much, so my ear is thinking, oh, like, is there like a phase issue here? Like, what's happening?
Okay.
So there are some frequencies that can make the vocal sound messy.
Okay.
So then just try to find those frequencies and slightly just try to improve the quality of the vocal.
Check out the sounds. You got to get down to the rhythms of James Brown. Keep grooving to the band called Zap. Not taking no slack. Don't parlay, cause it's your day. Keep us stopping to the group, the vocais, no lame. Just dance insane to the funky Mary Jane. Sheila E. Fine little sexy things. Isley Brothers make you shout and sing. Sister Slash says, we are family, so get nasty.
Nice.
F-U-N-K, it's a funky feeling.
Woo.
F-U-N-K, it's a funky feeling. F-U-N-K, it's a funky feeling. F-U-N-K, it's a funky feeling. Check out the sounds. You got to get down to the rhythms of James Brown. Keep grooving to the band called Zap. Not taking no slack. Don't parlay, cause it's your day. Keep us stopping to the group, the vocais, no lame. Just dance insane to the funky Mary Jane. Fine little sexy thing. Isley Brothers make you shout and sing. Sister Slash says, we are family, so get nasty.
So what I'm actually gonna do, I'm just gonna bring that fab filter here. So let's try it out now. So, and then here I kind of maybe want to funky feeling, you know?
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do then is just duplicating the track. And then I'm gonna just use the take away the compressor on it because I don't need that, and then I just want to have some more reverb on it. Put the metronome on. And then just automate the volume a bit down so it sounds like a echo effect. So
Oh, nice. You created a delay from scratch, basically. Ah, that's nice. I've seen many producers bust out reverb,
yeah.
or send it. Do you do that, or do you put reverb on every track?
So you can bust out reverb if you have, like, if you have a vocal chain. Like if you have multiple stacks of vocal, if I have harmonies that I want to have the same reverb on, or I kind of like to put reverb on every single track individually, because the presets on the different tracks is for me different. So what happens if you have like a reverb that you're sending to multiple tracks is that you're gonna have the same preset, but then you can just adjust how much you want in the mix.
Yeah.
But it's gonna have the same tail. It's gonna have the same.
Yeah.
So for me, I feel like that limits the potential from the vocal itself.
Yeah.
And I want every track to have a unique sound.
Do you use buses a lot?
No.
No.
I don't.
Cool. You created, before you added the vocals, you created an instrumental. Do you often, when I put it on, when I worked with my instrumental, I felt like it was a little bit naked, you know? But when you add a vocal to it, it gets just, the whole song changes. Do you second guess the instrumental sometimes before you put on the vocals?
So usually I never like, there's a long time since this is the first time in maybe 5 years I put on a vocal after I've created the track.
Okay, so you always start with vocals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I say to all the songwriters I work with, like, if the song sounds amazing with only a piano or a guitar, it's gonna sound amazing on the production. So
That's super good. Okay, so we're gonna end this vocal session up with looking at what I've been doing. I found some vocals on Splice.
on Splice.
Yeah, on
amazing.
Splice. Amazing, I know. So this.
So I, to be honest, I think like if you have a Splice subscribement,
Yeah.
you basically don't need like a vocaler. But if you want to do remixes, and because this you can release as an original track because you can license the vocal because it's licensed to Splice, and if you are a member, then you're entitled to use it.
You want to hear mine?
Yeah.
Okay, so listen to the new bass line. You know I've been nagging for that over the last days, right?
Ooh.
It's better.
It's cooler, you know?
Yeah, it's very
It's
cool.
more chill. It also suits the melody better when it comes into the down break
Yeah,
and the build, you know?
yeah.
You make me feel that I
Oh, wow.
on my mind.
You found some great vocal.
Yeah. I tried to do some vocal chopping here.
Oh wow, some vocal chop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Toby Tobes. Here we go. Put your hands up. Woo! Toby Tobes. Great.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it was fun because I didn't know, because this one.
I'm impressed.
Oh, thank you. The sample was just 8 bars or something, 4
Yeah.
or 8 bars. So and it was only one sample, so I figured like, well, I need to try vocal chopping or chopping it up, and it was actually pretty fun actually.
You make me
Boom. Quick sampler optimized. Yeah.
Where did you learn that?
No, I did. I just I thought about just I did.
You didn't even see a tutorial?
No, I was just gonna drag it in and then
then you
is that a quick sampler?
Toby Tobes. That's amazing.
Yeah, it was fun.
So until next time, I want you to work a bit on the vocal producing, you know? I want you to do some vocal processing, to add some EQ, compression, some reverb, delay,
Yeah.
maybe even some distortion if you find that like usable.
Yeah.
And then you did something with with the vocal chop though?
Yeah, I just did a little curve.
Did you add
Yeah,
some,
I added actually.
some reverb and
Yeah, I added a kickstart.
yeah, how much?
Just.
Oh, that's too much.
Okay.
35.
Okay.
Okay, so until next time.
Until next time, I'll
I do so. You do some more. You tune it, like not tuning on the vocal, like the phrase you used.
Yeah.
So tuning is when you do something with the pitch.
Yeah.
So when you pitch correct
Yeah.
the vocal.
I'm gonna process it.
That's tuning. You're gonna process the vocal with effects.
Okay.
So
To make it sound muy bien.
Teaching Toby is presented by Master Channel. Instantly produce outstanding masters at masterchannel.ai. Use the code MATOBY during checkout for 50% off.